Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBC champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so the WBC have given Tyson Fury a deadline to make a decision as to whether or not he is retiring or if he's not. And this is what the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman, had to say. The WBC will be communicating with Tyson Fury and his promoters about his future plans in the coming week. We are ready to support him on whatever he decides. If he decides to retire, the WBC will fully support him. That is the statement from the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman. Now, in the coming week, now this was put out yesterday, Wednesday. So does he mean by the end of the week they're going to speak to him, or one day next week, or the next 7 days? Who knows? Who knows? But either way, there's certainly some form of deadline in their mind for Tyson Fury to make a full decision. Because before the fight leading up to the Dillian Whyte fight, he was saying that this is going to be my last fight, I'm going to retire. Most of us felt that this was a sales marketing tool to try and get people to click that button to buy the pay-per-view. Come and watch Tyson Fury's last ever fight, all that kind of good stuff. But of course, afterwards, he's done a couple of interviews immediately after the ring, after the fight in the ring. He said that he's going to retire. He'd done that interview with Piers Morgan and whatever else. Yeah, I'm definitely going to retire. So in the next week, or the coming week, however it's going to be, we'll find out if Tyson Fury was lying as usual or whether or not he's actually going to retire. Now, I hope that he's doing what he would normally do, which is lie. I don't want him to retire. I don't. I want to see him fight for the undisputed crown. He's earned it. He deserves to at least fight for the undisputed. Win, lose or draw with that one, he's earned the right. So I'd like to see him at least go for that. Yes, we can say he's won every belt the heavyweight division has to offer, all that kind of good stuff. But technically he hasn't, because he hasn't won the undisputed crown. Officially, he hasn't. Okay, so I'd like to see him do that. But if he does retire, listen, we can look back on his career and say, you know what, he done well. He did do well. There are plenty of fighters, yes, he could have fought and maybe should have fought, granted. But at the same time, he does have a couple of decent wins on his resume for sure. He's got Klitschko, he's got Wilder, and he's got Dillian Whyte. Personally, I would throw in there Dereck Chisora as well, especially the Dereck Chisora back then, who was undefeated at the time. But of course, Fury defeated him twice. But yes, he's had a very good career, but is it the kind of career that the legends would have, the greats would have? No, not really, because ultimately the greats fought pretty much everybody, didn't they? They went around and they tried to clean up their era. Some of them crossed over into different decades and things like that and would defend their world titles. And yes, most of them would take losses along the way. They would avenge the losses and whatever else. Fury has yet to go through any of that. He's won the WBC belt, defended it twice. One of them was against the same guy who he'd already beaten twice already in Deontay Wilder. Yes, officially the first one was a draw, but I think we all agree that that should have been a Fury win. But still, now he has a deadline. So is this going to be another lie from Tyson Fury? Probably. But listen, you never know. Maybe Fury's going to be one of these kind of guys who just retires and then in a couple of years' time he'll come back and he'll call everybody bums, everyone dosses. I do get the impression with Tyson that he does like to say he can do this and he can do that, but not actually prove it, meaning that he'll sail off into the sunset saying that he's proven to be the best of this era. Nobody can touch him, even though he hasn't fought an Usyk, he hasn't fought a Joshua. He hasn't. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see, but the WBC have given Tyson Fury a deadline. Make your decision, Tyson. Are you staying on or are you walking off into the sunset? Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.